Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Victor Salvador Herrera. Herrera was struck and killed by a vehicle on Sunday, September 9, 2018, near the intersection of Orange Avenue and East Market Street in Long Beach, according to LA County coroner records. Sockhorn Hoare was subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. On September 8, 2018, at around 11 p.m. in Long Beach, the victim and his 12-year-old daughter were crossing the street in the crosswalk when a red car came toward them fast and stopped directly in front of them. The victim told the driver, "You almost hit my daughter. Why didn't you stop at the red light?" The driver apologized and pulled his car over to the side. The victim and the driver argued, and the driver, who remained in the car, challenged the victim to a fight. At that point, the victim's daughter ran home crying and scared. A witness testified he heard two men argue. He described one as an agitated Hispanic man with a few tattoos who was at the entrance of a fast food chain's restaurant's driveway, and the other as a man also agitated in a Lexus parked at the corner 10 feet away. The Lexus, which the witness observed was red or maroon, moved to the parking lot of the laundromat across the street, but the Hispanic man stayed in the same place. The argument continued with the men across the street from each other. Another witness said he heard the man in the car, which he described as red, yelling "fuck chongos, Asian boys," from the parking lot. That man was wearing glasses and a baseball cap at the time of the incident. The witness identified him in the courtroom as defendant. In the meanwhile, the victim's nephew, Escobar, who had been outside the victim's home nearby, was told his uncle was in trouble. Escobar ran and saw the victim standing in a panic in front of the pizza restaurant. Escobar stood next to the victim on the sidewalk facing the laundromat parking lot. The victim pointed to a car across the street with its headlights on. Appearing concerned, the victim said to get back. When the victim moved, the red car, with its engine revving and tires screeching, drove full speed towards the victim and Escobar from the laundromat parking lot. As the car approached the victim on the curb, he ran toward the center of the street at an angle to the right. Escobar also began to run toward the street to avoid being struck by the car, but he tripped and fell. The red car hit the victim and sped off. The victim went over the car's hood, hit the windshield, and then, with his head first, struck the ground, where he lay on his back motionless. He died at the hospital. A deputy medical examiner determined blunt head trauma as the cause and homicide as the manner of the victim's death. Later that same night, and a few miles from where the victim had been hit, Long Beach police officer Steve Baranowski observed a red Lexus accelerate through a red light. Baranowski activated the lights and sirens of his police car and pursued the Lexus, which fled at a high rate of speed. Large sparks flew from the Lexus's passenger side part of the vehicle, which was then missing its front passenger wheel and was grinding against the asphalt as it traveled. Baranowski and other officers in their police cars chased the Lexus as it raced non-stop through red lights and stop signs until it collided with parked cars, spun out, and came to rest facing the wrong direction. Defendant got out of the driver's side of the Lexus, which had front-end damage, including major circular damage to the windshield indicating something had hit it. When taken into custody, defendant was wearing glasses, blue jeans, a t-shirt, and a blue baseball cap bearing the logo of the New York Yankees. He smelled of alcohol and appeared intoxicated. Defendant asked Long Beach police officer Benjamin Cobb a question. When Cobb said he didn't know the answer, defendant stated, "Fuck you, cub. You know who you're talking to? I'm from Asian Boys. This is my city. This is my town." During the field show-ups, at which eyewitnesses from the earlier incident near the pizza restaurant were transported to defendant's location, defendant was uncooperative. He refused to walk, screamed, threw his body weight toward the ground, thrashed his torso from left to right, and tried to spit at officers who were struggling to hold him upright and have him look straight ahead so the witnesses could have a clear view of him. More than one witness identified defendant as the homicide suspect. Joe Piruz, called by the prosecutor, testified he was a gang detective with the Long Beach Police Department from 2004 to 2021. Piruz described his training and expertise as a gang detective and stated he had developed an expertise in Asian gangs and testified in court as a gang expert more than 25 times. Through investigations, gang member contacts, conversations with victims and witnesses, and other experiences, Piruz became familiar with the gang known as Asian Boys. Asked what type of gang Asian Boys was, Piruz replied it was an Asian criminal street gang. In Long Beach, the Longo gangs were the West Side Longo, East Side Longo, and North Side Longo. Asian Boyz members and associates use either donkey or chongo as a derogatory term for a member or associate of the rival Hispanic gang. The term chongo is a play on words intended to show disrespect towards the Longos. Following the trial, the jury convicted the defendant of second-degree murder and found true the allegation that he used a deadly or dangerous weapon. Defendant was acquitted of the aggravated assault of Escobar. The court sentenced defendant to a term of 15 years to life, plus a consecutive term of 1 year for the deadly weapon enhancement. Victor Salvador Herrera was 40 years old at the time of death.